So, this is a story about rural people and what's going on beyond the church steeple, where issues of small town morality relate to issues of Golden Valley's poverty. Now, morality doesn't have a single definition, but it creates a disposition for the people of the town to preassume that people in poverty cannot bloom. So, take a look at what Jennifer Sherman was ultimately trying to determine. I'm here to tell you about the Golden Valley town, less than 2,000 people around. Really a rural town here and all. They don't even have a hospital. Started up with native tribal groups. Gold mining boom led to the town to grow. Agriculture is what they really got to know. Then Northwest Timber set up their mill, and for a long time, chopping wood became their skill. Things were good when they were cutting trees. Lumber brought in a lot of money, and it was their main squeeze. But then something happened called the spotted owl. An endangered species was this fowl. So no more cutting trees in the Northwest. With timber gone, the town was hard pressed. And by the year 2000, unemployment had doubled. Golden Valley was in a depression and very troubled. Down at the Golden Valley, people are keeping tally of how many substances you use, as no one wants any excuse for not working hard, all day and all night. But you can change your life, and it will require sight. So don't come back unless you're prepared to undergo duress. It will be hard, but your future will not be any less. The stigma of using food stamps to survive, a tool to endure, should never be confused with negativity. You're shunned to reach out for subsistence, but it's courage in the form of perseverance. The pursuit of happiness take different pathways. Justifying a means to an end does not deserve praise. Respect goes both ways, no matter who pays. Family over everything, that's how they live, especially when they have nothing to give. Focusing on tomorrow because that's all they see. If they were rich, that perspective just might flee. And the goals would change to being all you can be, and maybe even thinking about getting a degree. Grinding all summer, winter, fall, and spring. He doesn't have money to buy his wife anything, but moral over material. That's how they live. Values and virtues is what they give. Above all else, the kids will be good, and they'll go broke before they move their family to the hood. They're just trying to survive one day at a time. Man, what a time to be alive.
Unemployment, you see, it's the problem. People search for days and days feeling like they're at the bottom. These trials, they're never ending. They go round and round as if their lives are pending. Their identities depend upon their gender. It's like this whole town, everybody's got a temper. Golden Valley, they stay traditional, almost like everyone is really biblical. The family, dysfunctional due to opinions the society has us believing that it's actually livable. It's miserable. Their identities wrapped up in crisis as if we're told to strictly live with this virus. Society may be slowly changing. It takes a lot to get traditions to become ancient. See, there's a difference for how we handle problems. Men and women alike, we're all still evolving. Now in our day and age, we need flexibility. This is the key to survival and clarity. In traditional households, men believe in power, which ultimately leaves a woman feeling like a coward. These households believe that work within the home has nothing to do with men and that it's a woman's job. And breadwinning is their only focus, as if anything the wife does goes unnoticed. Receptivity to changing gender roles, it just doesn't exist. They prohibit women from working outside the home, and this leads down a path of lacking income. Now on to non-traditional households who value more flexibility, which seems to be leading to a life of higher tranquility. The rules of the household undermine segregation. They don't believe in duty separation. Men lose sight of only breadwinning and grasp onto other concepts like good fathering. The women are recognized for their contributions, breaking away from the traditional institution. Men appreciate women's assistance. They seem to be avoiding the path of least resistance. Now in conclusion, flexibility and rigidity are on a continuum, which changes for every millennium. So now you can see what this chapter is stating, that flexibility is a significant key to more harmony. The economy also continued to suffer, while the rural Cali neighborhoods got even rougher. We noticed Golden Valley suffered from substance abuse, domestic violence, gender roles, and other issues too. With all these things happening, I'd be stressed out too. With the community's value of morality and their culture, the bad times they faced was far less than torture. I hope that you have learned about the Golden Valley community and how struggles and challenges should never break a family's unity. Moral of the story is it takes a man and a woman to hold their family down, and as long as they work together, they can both share the crown.
I really agree with Jennifer Sherman about how morality plays in with poverty and how small town morality can go a long way in describing what they feel and how they react to people, to not themselves and to each other, their dynamics of poverty.
Rural communities don't really have many factors for employment, so as a group, probably our biggest reaction to this book was how shocked we were when one small change, one regulation with the spotted owl could create so much instability in such a small community and affect it so much.
From Jennifer Sherman's book, I learned that the struggles and difficulties that families that in rural communities face because of the stigma of Social Security is something that is really difficult for them. It's something I wouldn't have learned on my own.
Anything that this world throws at you. So the fact that one of those is being disrupted by unemployment, not only in Golden Valley but worldwide, is a problem. And so it starts in the home. And so if you're able to get your home life and your family life right, then you can overcome anything. So I think that that's where it starts. We must fight for our families and for each other on a daily basis and not allow unemployment to ruin what's most important.
So based off of what Mariah just said, our group really focused on discussing the importance of how families in our day and age, whether it be in urban or rural areas, that we really need to adapt to our current circumstances, just to support each other as families, just to get through problems and through the crises that we struggle with and trials that we struggle with today.
I think what we took from the book was that we should value more than money. People in Golden Valley struggled so much, yet they still persevered through the economic challenges. They had to swallow their pride and use different assistance programs and face other challenges such as substance abuse. If we put more than just money first and worry about how we can survive with the family and just ways they can better the family instead of just money, then that's how they build the family stronger.